Welcome back, guys. I'm Mark Wong, and today we are in the tech room, your trusty companion for all things tech. Whether you're a tech enthusiast looking for the latest innovations or a casual user seeking honest reviews, you've come to the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the realm of gadgets, gaming consoles, PCs, and more. In this video, we will be walking you through the ins and outs of the PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro is officially out in stores, being the world's most powerful gaming console at the time of making this video. So let's see what it has under the hood as we take a look at the ins and outs of this console powerhouse. To help you further, there are timestamps and direct links to all the products in the description below. Also, it's worth noting that the prices can change from time to time. So again, be sure to take a close look at the direct links for the updated price tags. On top of that, be sure to take a look at our landing page in the description for the complete list of all our product. So let's get started. First up, let's take a look at the setup. Just as we thought, the Pro is 100% identical to the base PS5 when it comes to setup. Simply plug in your HDMI cable, power it on, and you'll see the welcome screen. Afterward, run through the setup, plug your controller in, do the updates, and sign in. You can easily scan the on-screen QR code and it will sign right into your PSN account. Now, how about migrating your PS5 games from the base PS5 to the Pro? It's easy. Simply save your games to the old PS5's NVMe SSD, remove the SSD, and install it into the Pro. It only takes a few seconds to a minute to transfer a game. Yes, it's that simple. Now, how about the games, saves, and screen captures? Just in case there's no SSD available, you can run through the data transfer option. Go to Settings, System, then Data Transfer, which allows you to copy your data from one console to the other. Sadly, this process can take a long time though. Taking a look at the user interface, I see that it's exactly the same as the base PS5. Now, as we all know, the Pro does not come with a disk drive, which is one of the advantages of the base PS5, but you can install a physical disk drive onto its side. One downside to this is that it costs extra just to be able to play your physical games. One good thing about it is that this is the exact same drive that goes with the Slim. So just in case you do own a Slim version, you can easily interchange the drive. You'll also notice that there's obviously no eject button on the PS5 Pro because the button is on the drive itself. Now, when it comes to the covers, the PS5 Slim's console bottom cover will be able to fit since they do use the same aftermarket disk drive. However, the top cover doesn't fit at all, so you might want to wait for a dedicated cover to launch so that you can customize your Pro. Now let's talk about the meaty part of the Pro, its specs. Now Sony includes a manual with the box, allowing you to see exactly what the Pro has to offer under the hood. The Pro comes with a standard 2TB SSD, which is a generous amount of space for storing games. It also comes with NVMe slots inside just in case you decide to expand the storage. As we expected, it features an upgraded custom GPU, which delivers more power, faster rendering of games, and the ability to run them at higher resolutions. Now, it is said that the GPU is around 45% to 67% more powerful than the base PS5, all thanks to its extra 6 teraflops. On top of that, another standout feature is its advanced ray tracing and PSSR or PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. Advanced ray tracing allows for higher performance when it comes to reflections, shadows, and puddles. On the other hand, PSSR is PlayStation's very own AI super upscaler that takes a lower resolution of the game and upscales it to 4K using the magic of AI. This allows you to play the game at 60 or 120 FPS while still maintaining image quality. Now let's take a break from hardware and take a look at the PS5 Pro enhanced games. This means that there are games that have added optimization settings that run with the PS5 Pro's new features. For example, Spider-Man 2 features a new setting under graphics mode called Performance Pro, which targets a smooth 60 FPS while keeping the image quality while ray tracing is switched on thanks to PSSR. Fidelity Pro, on the other hand, allows you to play at 30 FPS, but gives you the flexibility to toggle its ray tracing and other settings. Now, samples of other games that have these enhancements are Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Demon's Souls, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, God of War Ragnarok, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and Stellar Blade, just to name a few. We can expect more games to be enhanced in the coming months, but this is definitely a great start. Now, aside from PS5 games, how about our beloved PS4 games? With the PS5 Pro, we can see a game boost option that gives your Pro the ability to boost the image quality of compatible games. Right now, there are 8,500 PS4 games that have this feature. Now, you might expect a huge improvement. However, there really isn't much to see. Games like Bloodborne offer a minimal, yet slightly noticeable improvement. However, there are other games that have virtually no improvement at all, to be honest. While there is slight image improvement, I can't really say that the Pro was able to boost last-gen titles beyond what it has already. Now, how about 8K support? Well, this isn't going to be available for every game, but there is already one existing game that has taken advantage of this feature, Gran Turismo 7. In photo mode, you'll be able to view the game in 8K, as well as take screenshots and supported games at the said resolution. Now, for the fan sound, of course, the Pro delivers more power, so it is to be expected that it also needs a better cooling solution and thus more powerful but noisier fans. To our surprise, the Pro is not louder than the base version, which is a good thing. We might also go as far as to say that it is quieter than the Slim. Under full load, you might be able to hear it, but it isn't distracting at all. Next, let's take a look at its size and weight. The Pro is almost the same height as the PS5, with almost the same width as the Slim without the drive attached. For accuracy, it measures 15.2 by 3.5 by 8.5 inches and weighs 6.8 pounds, which is surprisingly 0.3 pounds lighter than the Slim version. Now, question, is the PS5 Pro worth the price? Well, you're gonna have to consider a number of things. First, you'll need a TV that will be able to take advantage of its boosted performance and resolution of supported games. If not, you won't see a difference at all. Also, if you want to play your physical games, you have to consider purchasing a disc drive, which is worth $80. Its stand is worth $30, which will cost you a total of $120 if you decide to get both. What do we think? Well, if you have a base PS5 and you're pretty happy with its performance and don't really need a system to play your games at super high frame rates and resolutions, then it's best to stick with your current one. However, if you do have the monitor or TV to support the Pro's high resolutions and frame rates and you want your games to run the best that they can possibly be, then we think that considering the Pro is a reasonable option. That's if and only if you have the budget or you're willing to spend $699 for it. And there you have it, folks, the ins and outs of the PS5 Pro. If you like this video and it helped you in any way, please do give it a like and hit the subscribe button. If you have a question or a product you want us to review, be sure to drop your recommendations in the comments below. Until next time, this is Mark signing off, reminding you to stay connected and updated with all of our research into everything that makes our tech rooms great.